In this video, we'll uncover the most valuable wheat pennies you should be on the lookout for. We'll break down what makes these coins so special, how much they're worth in today's market, and what you need to know to sell them successfully at auction. First up, the 1945 D. Lincoln wheat penny. While millions of these coins were minted, their value can still surprise you, especially if you're a coin collector or just curious about what an old penny might be worth today. Specifically, we'll focus on the value of a 1945 D wheat penny in damaged condition and what that really means in the current coin market. To start with some background, the Lincoln Wheat Penny series was produced from 1909 to 1958. These coins featured the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and two wheat ears on the reverse, hence the nickname Wheat Penny. The 1945 D wheat penny was minted in Denver, as indicated by the small D mint mark located just below the date on the obverse of the coin in 1945. The United States was just coming out of World War II, and the U.S. Mint continued producing large quantities of coins to meet the demands of a recovering economy. The Denver Mint struck over 266 million Lincoln wheat pennies in 1945. Because of this high mintage, the 1945 D is not considered rare in general, and in circulated condition, it is quite easy to find. However, collectors are often interested in coins not just because of their age or rarity, but also because of their condition. This is where the value of a coin can vary dramatically. A coin in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth significantly more than the same coin that's been damaged, worn, or corroded. So what exactly does damaged mean in the context of coin collecting? A damaged coin is one that has suffered physical harm after it left the mint. This could include scratches, bends, corrosion from being exposed to the elements, holes drilled into the coin, or any other alteration that lowers its visual appeal and historical integrity. Collectors generally prefer coins in the best condition possible, and damage reduces both the aesthetic and numismatic value. Now, let's talk about the current market value of a 1945 the D wheat penny in damaged condition. It's important to be realistic. Because the 1945 D penny is a common date with a high mintage, even coins in excellent condition are not especially valuable. As of today's market, a 1945 D wheat penny in average circulated condition, which means somewhere but no major damage, is typically worth between 3 to 10 cents. If it's in very fine or extra fine condition, it might bring in closer to 25 cents to $1. But when we shift to coins that are considered damaged, the value drops significantly. In many cases, coin dealers and collectors won't pay more than face value 1 cent for a damaged coin of this type. That's because the damage takes away from the coin's appeal and makes it unsuitable for most collections. However, there are exceptions. If a damaged coin still has some unique features, like a strong strike, an unusual error, or high eye appeal despite the damage, it might be of interest to a niche collector. For example, a 1945 D penny that has environmental damage but still shows most of the design clearly might sell for 5 to 10 cents on online platforms like eBay or Etsy. The value is not high, but it's still more than face value. In rare cases, if there is a mint error along with the damage, such as a doubled die or off-center strike, the coin could be worth more, sometimes even a few dollars, depending on the severity of the error and its visibility. Still, for a standard damaged 1945 D penny without any special characteristics, most buyers won't offer more than a few cents. If you're selling such a coin, your best bet would be bulk sales offering a group of wheat pennies together, including your damaged 1945 D, to a buyer who wants them for educational use, art projects, or beginner coin collecting sets. It's also worth noting that coin values can fluctuate over time based on demand and the price of copper. The 1945 D wheat penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, and at today's copper prices, the metal value alone is around 2 to 3 cents. However, it is illegal to melt down pennies for their metal content in the United States, so this theoretical value doesn't translate into practical resale value for individual coins. In conclusion, while the 1945 D wheat penny is a fun piece of history and a great example of mid-20th century American coinage, its value in damaged condition remains low. Most of these coins, unless they have an error or unusual feature, will sell for only a few cents. That said, they're still an excellent entry point for new collectors and a great way to explore American history through currency. So, if you have a damaged 1945 D wheat penny, it may not be worth much in dollars, but it still carries historical value and can be a fun item to keep or share with others. If you're looking to sell or trade it, just set your expectations accordingly. For more valuable coins, focus on higher-grade specimens or those with recognized mint errors. Next up, the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, and discuss its current market value in average circulated condition. Specifically in the common black or dark brown shade, many of these older coins take on with age. If you've recently found a 1957 wheat penny in your change or in a coin jar and are wondering if it's worth anything, this video will break it all down for you. Let's start with a quick background. The Lincoln wheat penny was produced from 1909 through 1958. These coins feature a portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and two stylized wheat stalks on the reverse, which is why they're often referred to as wheat pennies. This design was replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial reverse, to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1957 wheat penny is one of the final issues in the wheat penny series. It was minted in large numbers, making it one of the more common dates in the entire series. The version without a mint mark means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1957, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 282 million wheat pennies without a mint mark. That high production number plays a major role in determining the value of this coin today. Now let's talk about the condition of your coin. You mentioned that the coin is in a normal black or dark brown color. This color is very typical for circulated copper coins, especially those that are decades old. The coin's original color would have been a reddish copper tone when it left the mint, but exposure to air, oils from hands, moisture, and environmental conditions causes copper coins to darken over time. A blackish or dark brown patina is common and is usually considered a sign of age, not necessarily damage, although it can reduce the appeal to some collectors who prefer red or red-brown tones. In the coin collecting world, condition plays a critical role in value. Coins are generally categorized as being in circulated or uncirculated condition. Within circulated condition, there are several levels, including good, very good, fine, very fine, and extremely fine. Most 1957 pennies found in circulation today fall somewhere between good and very fine condition. These coins will show moderate to heavy wear, and in your case, a dark tone from circulation and age. So what is a 1957 wheat penny with no mint mark in this type of condition worth today? The truth is that it is still a very common coin. Because of the large number of coins produced and the fact that many have survived in circulation or in collections, a circulated 1957 penny without a mint mark typically sells for between 1 and 3 cents. Yes, that's slightly above face value, but not by much. The black or dark brown tone doesn't usually increase the value and may, in some cases, slightly decrease it if the color results from corrosion or environmental damage. However, if the coin is still in decent shape with visible details and no serious damage like scratches, dents, or pitting, then it can still hold interest for beginning collectors or be sold in bulk with other wheat pennies. One thing that could increase the value significantly is if the coin has a mint error. For example, a 1957 penny with a double die error, an off-center strike, or a clipped planchet could be worth a few dollars or even more depending on the error type and condition. However, these errors are not common and need to be verified by a coin expert or grading service. If your coin does not have an error and is in average circulated condition with a dark tone, then its value in today's market is likely between 1 and 5 cents. On online marketplaces like eBay, Etsy, or coin forums, these coins often sell in lots, such as rolls of 50 or 100 wheat pennies, for a few dollars. The individual value per coin in those bulk sales often comes down to 2 or 3 cents each, uncirculated. Examples of the 1957 no mint mark penny, meaning coins that were never used and retain their original red color and mint luster, can be worth more. These can range from 50 cents to a few dollars, and in higher grades certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC, they may be valued between $5 and $15 or more. But again, that applies only to coins in near-perfect condition with no signs of wear or damage. In summary, the 1957 wheat penny without a mint mark is a common and inexpensive coin in average circulated condition. With a normal dark brown or black tone from age, it generally sells for just a few cents unless it has an unusual mint error or is in exceptional condition. While it's not likely to make you rich, it still holds historical value and is a great piece of mid-20th century American coinage. It's also a nice starting point for new collectors or a fun item to keep as a piece of history. If you're planning to sell it, you might consider grouping it with other wheat pennies and selling them as a lot. This tends to attract more buyers and provides better value overall than trying to sell individual coins of such low market value. Next up, the 1951 D wheat penny, and explore its value in extra fine condition in the current coin market. While this particular coin may seem like an ordinary old penny to some collectors, know that there are still certain examples of the 1951 D Lincoln wheat cent that can carry more value than expected, especially when preserved in strong condition, like extra fine. The Lincoln wheat penny is a coin that holds a special place in American numismatic history. Introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design by Victor David Brenner was the first U.S. coin to feature the image of a real person. The reverse design with 2 stylized wheat ears remained in use until 1958, making this series known simply as the wheat penny. The 1951 D wheat penny was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark located just beneath the date on the obverse of the coin. In total, over 625 million 1951 D wheat pennies were minted, which makes this a very high mintage coin, and as a result, it is considered common by most collectors. However, condition is everything in coin collecting, and this is where values begin to shift. When we talk about extra fine condition, we're referring to a coin that still shows most of its design details clearly, with only light wear on the highest points. The lines in Lincoln's coat should be visible, and the wheat stalks on the reverse should show clear definition. Coins in this condition are generally appealing to collectors who want sharp detail without paying the higher prices of uncirculated or mint-state examples. Now let's get into the value. In general, a 1951 D wheat penny in circulated average condition is worth just 1 to 3 cents, mostly due to the fact that it is so common, and most examples are heavily worn. However, a coin in extra fine condition stands out and carries more collector interest because of the sharp detail and overall eye appeal as of today's market. A 1951 D wheat penny in extra fine condition typically sells for between 25 cents and 50 cents. That value may not seem high, but it's significantly more than face value, and several times more than the average worn example. That price can increase, depending on other factors like color luster and the presence of any unique qualities that make the coin more attractive to collectors. Color plays a notable role in the value of copper coins, including the 1951 D penny A coin that still retains its original. Red or red-brown coloring from the mint will usually be valued higher than one that has toned to a dark brown color over time. An extra fine 1951 D penny with a red-brown tone might fetch closer to 75 cents or even $1, especially if it has sharp details and no visible damage. Another factor that can affect the value is market demand. While the 1951 D is not rare, demand for wheat pennies in better condition has been relatively steady over the years due to their popularity among collectors, especially those assembling full sets of Lincoln cents from 1909 through 1958. Extra fine examples are commonly sought after because they strike a good balance between affordability and visual quality coins that have been professionally graded and encapsulated by a major grading service like PCGS or NGC may sell for slightly more even in the same condition because buyers have confidence in the authentication and condition certification. However, due to the modest value of a 1951 D penny, in extra fine condition, it is generally not cost-effective to pay for third-party grading unless the coin is in an even higher state, such as mint state 65 or better. Let's also touch briefly on errors. While they are rare, any mint errors found on a 1951 D wheat penny, such as a doubled die off-center strike, die cracks, or repunched mint marks, could greatly increase its value. Error coins are often collected as a specialty category, and a 1951 D penny with a well-documented and dramatic error could be worth several dollars or more, depending on the nature and visibility of the error. For collectors who are just starting out, the 1951 D penny is a great coin to include in a wheat cent collection because it is widely available yet still old enough to feel like a piece of history. Coins in extra fine condition offer a good example of what a lightly circulated mid-century penny should look like, and they can be acquired without spending a lot of money. If you're planning to sell a 1951 D penny in extra fine condition, you can consider online platforms such as eBay, Etsy, or numismatic marketplaces. Coin dealers may also be interested if you have a group of similar quality coins, especially if you're selling a larger collection. Expect to receive offers between 25 and 50 cents for a typical extra fine coin, and possibly more if the coin has superior color, luster, or eye appeal. In conclusion, the 1951 D wheat penny in extra fine condition is not rare, but it still holds collectible value in today's coin market. With typical prices ranging from a quarter to about 75 cents, depending on quality and presentation, it serves as a good example of how condition can significantly influence a coin's value. It's also a reminder that even common coins can be worth saving if they're in better than average shape. Next up, the 1957 D is one of the more common dates in this long and historic series. The obverse of the coin features the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse features two wheat ears flanking the words 1 cent and United States of America, along with the motto E pluribus unum. This design was used for almost 50 years, and collectors across the country continue to seek out high-quality examples to complete their sets. Now focusing specifically on the 1957 D penny, the D mint mark below the date indicates that the coin was minted in Denver. In that year, the Denver Mint produced over 1 billion wheat pennies, making it one of the highest mintage years in the entire wheat penny series. Because of this massive production, the 1957 D wheat penny is far from rare in circulated condition, and even in higher grades, it remains widely available on the market. However, not all 1957 D wheat pennies are valued the same. The condition of the coin makes a significant difference in determining how much it is worth today. In this video, We are looking specifically at coins in extra fine condition, which is a higher circulated grade, and indicates that the coin has seen some light wear but still retains sharp detail across most of its design features. In extra fine condition, a 1957 D wheat penny will have visible lines in Lincoln's hair and coat, with only minor signs of wear on the high points of the design. The wheat ears on the reverse should show full lines and good separation between the grains. The coin may have lost some of its original mint luster, but the overall eye appeal remains strong for collectors looking for affordable yet attractive coins as of the current market value. In today's collecting environment, a 1957 D wheat penny in extra fine condition typically sells for about 25 cents to 50 cents, depending on the exact appearance color and whether it has any additional desirable traits such as red or red-brown toning coins that still retain some of their original red mint color tend to be valued slightly higher than those that have turned brown from oxidation over time. If the coin has been well preserved and shows minimal wear, with a strong strike and even toning, it may be worth closer to 50 cents. In some cases, examples that show slightly better eye appeal or nearly full red color can bring prices up to 75 cents, or even $1 when sold individually to the right buyer. Although this is less common, while that might not sound like a high amount, it is important to remember that the coin originally had a face value of 1 cent and has now appreciated up to 50 times its original value, just for being in better condition than most others from the same year. In a market flooded with lower-grade wheat pennies, a coin in extra fine condition is a more desirable example, and one that collectors might purchase to upgrade a spot in their set-in general wheat. Pennies from the 1950s are among the most accessible and affordable for beginning collectors, and the 1957 D is no exception. Because of their abundance, they are often used in starter collections and are frequently included in coin albums and educational kits. However, collectors still seek out coins in better grades, and extra fine is one of the higher circulated grades just below about uncirculated and uncirculated or mint state levels. It is also worth noting that values can fluctuate slightly, depending on market demand and other external factors such as the price of copper. While the 1957 D penny is made primarily of copper, the metal value of the coin does not exceed its numismatic value, and it remains illegal to melt down U.S. cents. For their metal content, as of current regulations, collectors interested in buying or selling a 1957 D penny in extra fine condition often turn to online platforms such as eBay, coin marketplaces, or local coin shops, where coins in this grade can be bought or sold individually or in bulk. Some sellers offer lots of extra fine wheat pennies as part of themed sets, while others list individual coins with high-quality photos and descriptions emphasizing the condition, color, and details of the coin. If you are selling a 1957 D penny in extra fine condition, you can expect to receive between 25 and 50 cents for it from most buyers. Coins that are certified by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC might command slightly higher premiums if they are graded and slabbed, but because the cost of certification can exceed the value of the coin. In this grade, most raw coins are traded without formal grading coins with minor mint errors or die varieties such as repunched. Mint marks can also increase in value, but these must be clearly identifiable, and verified errors on the 1957 D penny are not especially common, but they do exist, and collectors are often willing to pay more for coins with visible and interesting mistakes that occurred during the minting process. In summary, the 1957 D wheat penny in extra fine condition is not rare, but it does carry a modest value in today's market due to its sharper detail and overall better preservation compared to heavily circulated examples. with typical values ranging between a quarter and 50 cents. Depending on color and eye appeal, this coin represents a great opportunity for collectors to obtain a quality mid-century wheat penny without spending a lot of money. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just starting out, coins like the 1957 D wheat penny in extra fine condition offer both historical interest and collectible value, and can serve as an affordable way to enhance your collection. Or learn more about American numismatics. Next up, the 1944 wheat penny with no mint mark, and we will focus specifically on its value in good condition in today's coin market. This coin is often found in pocket change, old coin jars, and family collections. And while it may not be rare, it still holds a place of interest for many collectors, especially those who are just starting out or building a full wheat penny collection. The 1944 wheat penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 and continued with the wheat reverse, design until 1958. Designed by Victor David Brenner. The coin features the bust of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stylized wheat stalks on the reverse, along with the words 1 cent United States of America and the motto E pluribus unum. The design is iconic and instantly recognizable even to those who are not active coin collectors. The version of the 1944 penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark on its coins during that period. In total, over 1 billion 1944 wheat pennies were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, making it one of the highest production years in the entire wheat penny series. This high mintage is a key factor in determining the coin's value today, since rarity plays a large role in a coin's market price. Now let's talk about condition, since that is another major factor in evaluating any coin's worth. When we say a coin is in good condition, we are referring to a grade on the lower end of the coin grading scale. In this state, a 1944 wheat penny will show heavy wear, the fine details in Lincoln's hair and coat will likely be worn smooth, and the reverse wheat stalks will be visible, but flattened and missing much of their original detail. Despite this level of wear, the coin is still identifiable and the date and lettering are clear, which is why it still falls into the good grade category rather than being considered damaged. In today's market, a 1944 wheat penny from the Philadelphia Mint in good condition typically carries a value of around 2 to 5 cents. While that may not seem like a lot, it is still 2 to 5 times its original face value and demonstrates how even common old coins can carry a bit of extra worth, based on their age and historical context. This small value also reflects how abundant this coin still is, especially in lower grades, like good or very good. One reason so many 1944 pennies exist today is because they were struck in large numbers after the wartime steel cent experiment of 1943. In 1943, the U.S. Mint used zinc-coated steel to make pennies to conserve copper for the war effort. However, the steel cents rusted easily and were not popular, so in 1944, the Mint returned to using a bronze alloy composed primarily of copper. As a result, there was a renewed production of bronze wheat pennies, and this year produced more than 1.5 billion across all mints, with Philadelphia alone producing over 1 billion of them, because so many were saved and circulated heavily. The 1944 wheat penny, in good condition, is easy to find, which limits its numismatic value. This is especially true for those without a mint mark, since the Philadelphia version was the most heavily minted among the 3 locations that year. Denver and San Francisco also produced 1944 wheat pennies, and those coins can be identified by the small D or S mint mark below the date. Now, while most 1944 no mint mark wheat pennies in good condition are only worth a few cents, there are some special circumstances that can increase the value. For example, if a 1944 penny was struck on a steel planchet left over from 1943, this would be considered a major mint error, and such coins are extremely rare and valuable. These error coins can be worth tens of thousands of dollars, depending on condition and verification by a grading service. However, these are very rare and not to be confused with the standard copper version. Another factor that may influence the value slightly is eye appeal. Even in good condition, some coins have a more attractive appearance due to even wear original color or lack of damage. Coins with dark toning stains or corrosion may fall on the lower end of the value range, while those with more uniform surfaces and better color might sell for a bit more within the same grade. If you are looking to sell a 1944 wheat penny with no mint mark in good condition, the best option is usually to sell it in bulk with other wheat pennies. Rather than individually, coin dealers and collectors often buy wheat cents in rolls or mixed lots, and in this context, each coin might bring 2 to 4 cents, depending on the total quantity and average condition on the buying side if you are a beginner collector or helping someone start a coin collection. The 1944 penny is an excellent and affordable addition. It is one of the most accessible examples from the Wheat Penny series and helps tell the story of American coinage during and after World War II. It also provides a visual contrast to the steel cents of 1943, which makes it interesting to those learning about coin history. To sum it up, the 1944 wheat penny, without a mint mark, is one of the most common wheat cents in circulation. Today, and in good condition, its value in the current market is modest, usually between 2 and 5 cents. Still, it remains a significant historical coin and a favorite among beginner collectors due to its availability and its connection to the wartime economy. While most examples are not rare, the sheer age of the coin and the story behind its production give it a collectible charm that goes beyond its monetary value. Next up, the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, and focus on how much it is worth in today's coin market when found in good condition. This coin may seem like just another old penny, but it holds an important place in American numismatic history, and for collectors, especially beginners, it represents an affordable and interesting piece of the past. The 1940 wheat penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series that began in 1909 and continued with the wheat ears reverse design. Until 1958, this design was created by Victor David Brenner and features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front of the coin. The reverse side includes 2 wheat stalks on each side of the coin, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, along with the Latin motto E pluribus unum, which means out of many one. When a 1940 penny does not have a mint mark, it means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which during that time did not include mint marks on its coins. The Philadelphia Mint produced a very large number of these coins in 1940, with over 586 million wheat pennies struck at this facility alone. That high mintage number plays a major role in determining the current value of the coin, especially when it is found in lower grades like good condition. So what does good condition mean in the world of coin collecting? When a coin is graded as good, it is on the lower end of the grading scale. This means that the coin has seen heavy circulation and has noticeable wear. Most of the finer details of the coin's design will be worn down. The lines in Lincoln's coat will be nearly flat, and the wheat stalks on the reverse will have lost most of their individual lines. Despite this, where the date and lettering are still clearly visible, and the coin is still identifiable, which keeps it from being considered damaged or ungradable. Now let's talk about the current value of the 1940 wheat penny with no mint mark in good condition, because of the large number of coins minted and the amount that still exists today. This particular penny is very common. Most examples in good condition are worth about 2 to 5 cents, depending on the coin's appearance and demand at the time of sale. That is, about 2 to 5 times its original face value, which may not sound like much, but it does reflect the coin's collectible status. Coins in this condition are usually not sold individually unless they are part of a larger lot or a complete set. Instead, they are often grouped with other wheat pennies and sold in bulk on platforms like eBay, coin shows, or local coin shops. Buyers may be interested in rolls of 50 or 100 wheat cents, where each coin is valued around 2 to 4 cents, depending on overall grade and eye appeal. What collectors do appreciate about the 1940 penny, even in lower grades, is its historical value. This coin was produced at the start of a new decade, just before the United States entered World War II. It represents an era of American history that many collectors find fascinating, and it serves as a window into everyday life during that time. While the value of a standard 1940 wheat penny, with no mint mark in good condition, is low, there are exceptions that can significantly increase the coin's worth. For example, if a 1940 penny was struck with a rare mint error, such as a doubled die, an off-center strike, or a planchet error, it could be worth much more than a few cents. Coins with visible and dramatic errors have sold for several dollars, and sometimes even higher, depending on the type of error and the condition of the coin. However, these error coins are rare, and most examples of the 1940 no mint mark penny found in circulation will be ordinary coins without such features. In addition to mint errors, some coins may carry a small premium if they have especially nice color or a natural, even tone that adds to their eye appeal. Even within the good grade, some coins can look cleaner or more attractive, which might make them more desirable to certain buyers. One thing to keep in mind is that copper coins like the 1940 penny can develop dark brown or even black surfaces due to oxidation. This is normal and expected for coins of this age, and while it does not necessarily lower the value in this grade, it can affect how visually appealing the coin is. A coin with an even brown tone is usually preferred over one with spotting stains or corrosion if you are looking to sell a 1940 wheat penny in good condition. Your best strategy is to group it with other wheat pennies and sell them as a lot. This way, the combined value of the group can make the sale more worthwhile. Coin dealers and collectors looking for bulk wheat pennies will sometimes pay 2 to 4 cents per coin, depending on the overall condition and quantity. For new collectors, the 1940 wheat penny offers an affordable entry point into the world of numismatics. It is a great coin to include in a starter set, and its historical background gives it more interest than its low market price might suggest. Collectors who are building a full Lincoln wheat cent set often seek out one example of each year, and mint mark combination, and even a lower grade 1940 penny can help fill that spot until a higher grade example is found. In summary, the 1940 wheat penny, without a mint mark in good condition, is one of the more common and affordable coins from the wheat penny series. Its value in today's market ranges from about 2 to 5 cents, depending on appearance and demand. While it is not considered rare or especially valuable, it remains a popular and collectible coin for those interested in American history, coin collecting, or simply holding on to a piece of the past. Next up, the 1937 wheat penny without a mint mark, and break down its value in today's coin market when found in extra fine condition. This coin is part of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which has become one of the most collected coin types in the United States. It offers both historical interest and collectible value, especially when preserved in better grades like extra fine. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first regular issue United States coin to feature a real person on the obverse, which was a significant shift from previous coin designs. The designer Victor David Brenner created a simple and powerful image of Lincoln facing right, with the motto, "In God We Trust." Above the portrait, the word Liberty on the left and the date on the right. The reverse of the coin features two wheat stalks, one on each side with the words 1 cent and United States of America, between them along. With the Latin phrase E pluribus unum now focusing on the 1937 wheat penny without a mint mark. This coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which, as was standard practice at the time, did not use a mint mark. Philadelphia produced over 309 million of these coins in 1937, making it a fairly high mintage year. While that large number means the coin is not rare, its value increases significantly when it is found in higher grades. The coin grading scale plays an important role when it comes to determining how much a coin is worth. Extra fine condition is one of the higher circulated grades and is usually assigned to coins that still show strong detail with only slight wear on the highest points. For a 1937 wheat penny in extra fine condition, Lincoln's hair and beard will still have good definition, and the lines in his coat will be mostly visible. On the reverse, the wheat ears will show strong separation in the lines, and the fields will be mostly smooth with just light wear in today's market. A 1937 no mint mark wheat penny in extra fine condition is typically worth between 75 cents and $1.50, depending on the coin's overall eye appeal tone and luster. This value reflects both its condition and its age. As coins from the 1930s are becoming increasingly harder to find in well-preserved circulated condition. While this is not considered a rare coin in general, extra fine examples do stand out and appeal to collectors who are looking to build a complete set with higher quality pieces. Color can also influence value, especially for copper coins, like the wheat cent, a 1937 penny, in extra fine condition that has retained some of its original red or red-brown coloring from the mint, may bring in slightly more than a dull brown or dark-toned version. While red coins are most desirable, they are harder to find among circulated coins from this era due to the natural aging of copper and exposure to the environment over time. Another factor that can influence the price is the presence of any minor mint errors or die varieties. For example, if a 1937 penny has a doubled die or repunched date or shows signs of a die, crack, or off-center strike, it may be worth significantly more than the standard market price, even in extra fine condition. These error coins are relatively rare and must be verified by a trusted grading service or experienced dealer. If you are interested in selling a 1937 wheat penny in extra fine condition, there are several options available. You can list it individually on online marketplaces like eBay or sell it through coin dealers or local coin shops. Some collectors prefer to sell these coins as part of a date set or alongside other wheat cents from the same era. Coins that are certified by a grading service like PCGS or NGC may also sell for a higher premium because buyers trust the accuracy of the grade. For those looking to buy a 1937 no mint mark wheat penny in extra fine condition, the price is generally affordable, which makes it an attractive option for collectors who want high-quality coins without having to spend too much money. These coins are still accessible, but well-preserved examples are becoming scarcer as more are added to private collections, and fewer remain in the open market. It is also worth noting that the 1930s were an important time in American history. The country was still feeling the effects of the Great Depression, and the economy was slowly recovering. The production of coins during this time remained strong, and the wheat penny continued to be an essential part of daily commerce. Holding a coin like the 1937 wheat penny offers not just collectible value, but also a direct connection to the people and stories of that era. To summarize, the 1937 wheat penny, without a mint mark in extra fine condition, is not a rare coin in terms of mintage, but its value in today's market reflects its age-strong detail and collector demand, with prices typically ranging from 75 cents to $1.50 or more, depending on eye appeal and color. It stands as a valuable and desirable piece within the wheat penny series, especially for those who are working toward assembling a full high-quality collection. Whether you are buying or selling this coin, it represents a solid example of mid-20th century American coinage and continues to be a favorite among numismatists for its design history and enduring presence in the hobby of coin collecting. Next up, the 1941 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, and talk about how much it is worth in today's market when it is found in dirty condition. This coin is not particularly rare, but it still carries value and interest, especially for those who enjoy collecting old American coins or just want to know if the penny they found at home might be worth something more than its face value. The 1941 wheat penny is part of the Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909 and continued with the wheat reverse design until 1958. It was designed by Victor David Brenner and features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse or front of the coin. The back side shows two wheat ears on each side framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, which means out of many one. The version of the 1941 penny that has no mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not place mint marks on pennies during that time. In that year, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 887 million wheat pennies, making it one of the more common years in the series. Because of that high mintage, the 1941 penny without a mint mark is not considered rare, and its value depends heavily on condition eye appeal, and sometimes color or special varieties. Now let us talk about condition, which plays a major role in determining how much a coin is worth. A dirty coin usually falls into one of the lower circulated grades, especially if the dirt hides details or if the coin shows signs of heavy wear. When we say a coin is in dirty condition, we are usually referring to a coin that has been handled for years, exposed to the environment, and possibly stored improperly, which results in surface dirt, dark tone, or discoloration even. Though a dirty coin may still be structurally intact, it is less attractive to collectors because the detail is harder to see, and the original luster or shine is usually long gone. A coin in this condition would typically fall under the grade of good or very good, depending on how much of the design is visible. On a 1941 wheat penny, that means most of Lincoln's hair and coat would be worn flat. The wheat stalks on the back would be dull and smooth, and there might be grime or corrosion. Affecting the surface in today's market, a 1941 no mint mark wheat penny in dirty condition is worth around 2 to 5 cents, depending on how worn it is and how much of the dirt is covering the detail. Some collectors and dealers may pay a bit more if the coin is part of a larger group or if it has some redeeming qualities like a visible date and clear lettering. But in general, a single dirty 1941 wheat penny will not fetch more than a few cents due to how many were made and how common they still are today. Some people ask if cleaning the coin would make it more valuable, but the answer is almost always no. Cleaning a coin, especially with household cleaners, can actually damage it further and reduce its value among collectors. A naturally dirty coin that still shows its age is more desirable than one that has been scrubbed, scratched, or polished, which can remove original surfaces and details that collectors look for. However, there are exceptions to every rule, and some dirty coins can still carry extra value if they have a known error or variety. For example, a 1941 penny with a double die error or a repunched date might be worth more even in poor condition. These varieties are rare and would need to be authenticated by a professional or examined closely with magnification to confirm. Most 1941 wheat pennies found in dirty condition will not be errors, but it is always worth checking if something about the coin looks unusual. Another thing that can influence the value is the color of the coin. A wheat penny in brown, dirty condition is typical for copper coins of this age, and while it does not add much value, it also does not hurt it too badly if the detail is still visible. Coins with severe corrosion, pitting, or black buildup might fall closer to 2 cents in value, while those that are just darkened with age but still show clear features could reach the higher end of the range around 5 cents. If you are thinking of selling a 1941 wheat penny in dirty condition, the best option might be to include it in a group of wheat pennies when listing online or selling to a dealer. Single common coins in poor condition are rarely sold individually, but collectors often buy them in bulk for educational sets, young collectors, or as filler coins for books and albums. For those just starting a coin collection, a 1941 wheat penny is a great piece of history, even if it is not worth much money. It helps tell the story of American coinage during the early years of World War II and serves as a connection to a time when Lincoln cents were used in everyday life by millions of people across the country. To summarize, the 1941 wheat penny, without a mint mark in dirty condition, is very common and widely available. Its value today typically ranges from 2 to 5 cents, depending on the overall appearance, amount of dirt, and level of wear. While it may not be a rare or high-value coin, it still holds interest for collectors, especially those who enjoy studying history through coins or who are working to complete a full set of Lincoln wheat pennies. Next up, the 1957 wheat penny with the D mint mark, and explore how much it is worth today when found in extra fine condition. This coin is part of the iconic Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which began in 1909 and ran until 1958, and it remains a favorite. Among collectors of all levels, the 1957 D penny, in particular, is not rare, but its value can still be interesting, especially when the coin is preserved in a better circulated grade, like extra fine. The 1957 D wheat penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which is what the small D mint mark below the date represents. In that year, the Denver Mint produced more than 1 billion wheat pennies, making it one of the most heavily produced coins in the series. With such a high mintage, this coin is relatively easy to find even today, but condition plays a big role in determining how much a specific coin is worth. When we talk about a coin in extra fine condition, we are referring to a coin that has seen limited circulation and retains a lot of its original detail. A 1957 D penny in this grade will show strong lines in Lincoln's hair and beard. The features on his face will still be sharp, and the lettering and date will be clear and bold. On the reverse, the wheat stalks should have most of their individual lines visible, and the overall design will look crisp with only light wear on the highest points of the coin. Even though the 1957 D penny is common, its value can go up slightly when it is found in extra fine condition because most coins from circulation are heavily worn and have lost much of their detail. As of today, the value of a 1957 D wheat penny in extra fine condition typically ranges between 25 cents and 75 cents, depending on factors like color, eye appeal, and market demand. Coins with better overall appearance and more original color may even reach close to $1. One factor that affects the value of a copper coin. Like the 1957 D penny is the color, coins are generally categorized as red, brown, or brown, depending on how much of the original mint luster they have retained. A red coin means it still has a strong copper color that closely resembles how it looked when it was first minted. These coins are more desirable to collectors and may be worth more. A red-brown coin has some original color left, but has started to tone or darken over time. A brown coin has fully oxidized and will show a darker surface, which is most common for circulated pennies. Most 1957D wheat pennies in extra fine condition are found in brown or red-brown shades, since very few would retain full red after being in circulation for decades. A red-brown 1957D penny in extra fine condition may be worth closer to the higher end of the price range, while a plain brown example may sit closer to the lower end at around 25 to 35 cents. Still, for a coin that originally had a face value of just 1 cent. This is a nice increase, especially when selling in bulk or as part of a larger collection. Collectors who focus on building complete Lincoln wheat cent sets will often want one example of each date and mint mark combination. And the 1957D is one of the final years in the wheat series, making it an important piece for those sets. While most collectors already have this coin, those looking for better examples may seek out extra fine or better grades to upgrade their collections. It is also worth mentioning that certain error coins from 1957 can command higher prices. For example, if a 1957D penny was struck with a doubled die or has a repunched mint mark, it could be worth significantly more. These error coins are not very common and need to be carefully examined, often with magnification, to spot the differences from normal coins. Certified examples of such varieties can sell for several dollars, or even more, depending on rarity and demand. If you are interested in selling a 1957D wheat penny in extra fine condition, you have a few options. You could try selling it individually on online marketplaces like eBay, or you could group it with other wheat pennies and sell them as a set or in rolls. While a single coin may only fetch a small amount, coins with better detail and eye appeal may sell more quickly and attract collectors who are upgrading lower-grade pieces in their own collections. On the other hand, if you are looking to buy a 1957D penny in extra fine condition, it is usually easy to find and relatively inexpensive. This makes it a great option for new collectors or for those teaching kids about coin collecting, since it is affordable, yet still holds historical and collectible value. With its sharp detail and clean design, a well-preserved 1957D penny can be an excellent addition to a wheat cent album or display. The historical context of the 1957D penny also adds to its interest, as it was minted during a time of post-war growth and change in the United States. The Lincoln wheat penny remained in circulation for many years, and the design continued until 1958, before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. Finding and collecting coins from this era gives us a direct connection to American history and culture. To summarize, the 1957D wheat penny in extra fine condition is a common but attractive coin that continues to appeal to collectors today. Its value in the current market typically ranges from about 25 cents to 75 cents, and possibly higher depending on color and eye appeal. While not a rare coin, it remains an important part of the Lincoln Cent series and serves as a valuable piece for anyone building a quality collection of wheat pennies. Next up, the 1953 wheat penny with the D mint mark and its value in extra fine condition in today's market. This is one of the later issues in the long-running Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which started in 1909 and continued until 1958, and it remains a popular coin for collectors who enjoy building complete sets or collecting vintage American coins from the mid-20th century. The 1953D wheat penny was struck at the Denver Mint, and you can identify it by the small d under the date on the obverse side of the coin. The obverse also features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which has been used on the cent for over a century. The reverse side of the wheat penny shows two wheat stalks, curving along each side, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, along with the Latin motto E pluribus, unam terms of mintage. The 1953 D wheat penny is not rare. The Denver Mint produced over 700 million of these coins. During that year, this high production number means that many examples still exist today, especially in circulated grades. However, coins in better condition, such as extra fine, do stand out from the rest and can carry a modest premium among collectors. Now, let's focus on what extra fine condition means and how it affects the coin's value. A 1953 D penny in extra fine grade shows light circulation wear but still retains strong design details. You can still see most of the lines in Lincoln's hair and beard, and his coat will have clear separation in the folds. On the reverse, the wheat stalks will display well-defined lines, and the lettering will remain bold and sharp. The coin should have some original luster left, although not as much. As an uncirculated piece, because so many 1953 D pennies were produced, and because many still survive in decent condition, this coin is generally considered common. However, the value can rise slightly when the coin is found in extra fine condition. This is especially true when the coin has good color, strong eye appeal, and no signs of damage, corrosion, or cleaning. As of today, a 1953 D wheat penny in extra fine condition typically sells for between 20 cents and 50 cents, depending on appearance and market demand. Coins that have been stored properly and have an attractive brown or red-brown tone may bring in higher prices. Coins with full original red color may be worth even more, but that is more typical of uncirculated coins. Rather than circulated extra fine examples, color plays a role in value, especially with copper coins like the wheat cent. The three common color classifications are red, red-brown, and brown. A red coin retains most of its original mint luster and is the most desirable. A red-brown coin has lost some luster, but still shows partial red coloration. A brown coin has fully oxidized and has a darker tone, which is most common for coins that have been circulated for decades. An extra fine 1953 D penny that is red-brown might be at the higher end of the value range, while a dull brown coin may be at the lower end. It is important to mention that cleaning a coin, even one that appears dirty or dark, can lower its value. Collectors prefer original surfaces even if the coin shows age, and where a cleaned coin often has unnatural shine, fine scratches, or a washed-out look, which makes it less appealing in the collector market. There are also a few varieties and errors associated with the 1953 D penny that could make the coin worth more than the usual price. These might include repunched mint marks or die cracks, or other striking errors such as off-center coins. While these are not extremely common, they do exist and can be worth several dollars or more, depending on the type and severity of the error. If you believe your coin may be an error, it is worth examining it closely with a magnifying glass or getting a second opinion from a dealer or grading service. If you are trying to sell a 1953 D wheat penny in extra fine condition, your best chance of making a good sale is through coin dealers online, marketplaces, or coin shows. Most collectors looking to complete a Lincoln cent set will already have the 1953 D, but they might be looking for an upgrade in condition. And that is where an extra fine example becomes more attractive. You could also sell the coin as part of a group or roll of wheat pennies, since bulk sales are common for coins from the 1940s and 1950s. In this case, the individual coin value might be slightly lower, but the overall sale could be more efficient. On the other hand, if you are buying a 1953 D penny in extra fine condition, it is an affordable and accessible way to build a solid Lincoln wheat cent collection without breaking the bank. This coin offers history, age, and classic design. And when found in high grade, it is a beautiful piece to add to any collection. The 1953 D wheat penny represents a period of post-war growth in the United States, and coins from this era are increasingly valued for their historical context as well as their design. For collectors and hobbyists, this coin serves as a reminder of a different time and a chance to preserve a small piece of everyday American life from over 70 years ago. To sum up, the 1953 D wheat penny in extra fine condition is a common but attractive coin, with a typical market value ranging from about 20 to 50 cents, depending on its look and quality. While it is not considered rare, its condition and presentation make it more desirable than lower-grade examples, and it remains a solid and affordable coin for collectors of all experience levels. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on coin values and collecting tips.